दोस्तों आज के इस लेक्चर में एम्पलीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन जिसके विषय में कल हमने आपको बताया था, एम्पलीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन के केस में हमने आपको बताया था कि जो भेजी जाने वाली सूचना है उसके आयाम में ही केवल परिवर्तन किया जाता है, उसकी कला या फेज और उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी या आवृत्ति में कोई परिवर्तन नहीं होता है। और ये जो है एम्पलीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन सबसे साधारण प्रकृति का एम्पलीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन है। क्यों? क्योंकि इसका जनरेशन, ट्रांसमिशन और रिसेप्शन बहुत ही सरल प्रकृति का होता है। इसके लिए किसी भी विशेष प्रकार की इक्विपमेंट्स की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ती है और साधारण जीवन में इसका प्रयोग व्यापक है। चलिए आज बात करते हैं कि एम्पलीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन में मॉड्यूलेशन इंडेक्स या मॉड्यूलेशन फैक्टर या डेप्थ ऑफ मॉड्यूलेशन, जिसको कि प्रतिशत में प्रदर्शित किया जाता है और जो इस बात का प्रमाण है कि भेजे जाने वाली सूचना में कितने प्रतिशत मॉड्यूलेशन या परिवर्तन किया गया है। चलिए हम ये बताते हैं आपको कि एम्पलीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन के केस में यदि एम्पलीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन में डेप्थ ऑफ मॉड्यूलेशन जो है MA1, MA2, MA3 या और हैं, तो हमारा नेट मॉड्यूलेशन इंडेक्स या डेप्थ ऑफ मॉड्यूलेशन किस प्रकार से डिफाइन होगा। आइए इसको आपको डेरिवेशन को करके दिखाते हैं। लास्ट टाइम वी हैव डिस्कस्ड कि टोटल पावर PT इज इक्वल टू PC 1 plus MA square by 2, where PT is the total power transmitted, PC is the carrier power, MA is the depth of modulation. Again, total power is equal to the carrier power plus P sideband total. Say this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. When we compare both the equations, we find it as P sideband total is equal to PC MA square by 2. P sideband total again PC MAT square by 2 is equal to PC by 2 MA1 square MA2 square MA3 square, so on and so forth. Taking outside PC by 2 common, we are left with MA1 square, MA2 square, MA3 square, so PC MAT square by 2. Here we see PC by 2 is common on the both sides. We are left only with MAT square is equal to MA1 square plus MA2 square plus MA3 square. Therefore, MAT is equal to MA1 square plus MA2 square plus MA3 square. So this is the result which is utilized so far as your numericals are concerned, particularly when there are different modulation indexes, that is more than 2. So this is what the amplitude modulation, net depth of modulation, when where MA1, MA2 are the depths of modulations. Total depth of modulation is given by this formula. Again, we have made you aware that the most important formula in case of amplitude modulation is PT is equal to PC 1 plus MA square by 2. This is the most important formula which is used again and again. Here in case of amplitude modulation, we have made you aware that when we go through the spectrum of amplitude modulation, we come across 3 things. One is your carrier whose frequency is FC. Other is your lower side, upper side band, and next is your lower side band. So these are the 3 things which are part of amplitude modulation spectrum. Carrier, as we have told you, is always fixed in amplitude and carries only information, but there is no information within it since its amplitude is fixed. So far as upper sideband is concerned, its frequency is Fc plus Fm, and so far as lower sideband is concerned, Fc minus Fm. Now see, apart from carrier frequency Fc, upper sideband and lower sideband both are having an amplitude of Ma Ec by 2. Upper sideband and lower sideband both are having equal amplitude, that is depth of modulation is Ma, Ec is your carrier voltage amplitude and 2 is your constant. It can be done from this formula that upper sideband and lower sideband, since they are equal in their amplitude, it means the quantity of information or the magnitude of information possessed by upper sideband and lower sideband is also equal. And so we have told you earlier that so far as the bandwidth of amplitude modulation system is concerned, it is twice the modulation frequency. Bandwidth, theoretical bandwidth required for amplitude modulation system is twice the modulation frequency. You see, bandwidth is allotted by the system for the optimum communication, and we are not allowed to go beyond the designated bandwidth, right? We have to make channels within the stipulated limits of the bandwidth, that is from lower sideband to upper sideband, low range of frequencies to upper range of frequencies. Therefore, our communication system, the most important thing is that we have to make our system compatible enough so that the maximum amount of information through a number of channels is reached to the distant places in the interest of our community. This is what a amplitude modulation system is designated for. Now see, if we use amplitude modulation, then we have to transmit our carrier, we have to transmit our upper sideband, and we have also to transmit lower sideband. It means amplitude modulation system is a system in which we transmit carrier with the frequency of Fc, upper sideband with the frequency of Fc plus Fm, and lower sideband with the frequency of Fc minus Fm. It means all the three things are transmitted within theoretical bandwidth to Fm, which is required for the amplitude modulated wave. But in other words, it means, as we have told you, the upper sideband and lower sideband both are equal in amplitude, and therefore it is a complete wastage when we transmit lower sideband and upper sideband along with the carrier. Not only the loss of upper sideband and lower sideband, but so far as the power transmitted of the transmitter, which is a constant, is also wasted. And therefore, keeping that in mind, your amplitude modulation in which we transmit carrier, upper sideband and lower sideband is also termed as double sideband full carrier. Amplitude modulation system is also known as double sideband full carrier, यानी कि DSB FC, right? Again, we are coming to that formula. PT is equal to PC into 1 plus MA square by 2. PT total power, PC carrier power, and P sideband is sideband power. Just you see, again PT is PC plus P sideband total. Total power is at MA1 is equal to 100%. It means your PT is 2/3 of PC. It means your carrier power is 2/3 of PT. Carrier power is 2/3 of PT. It clearly reflects that the left P sideband total power is 1/3 of. Now the inference we can draw from this formula that approximate 66.6% of the total power is attained by the carrier, which carries only information, but there is no information within it. Now the information left is 1/3 of total power, which is possessed by your sidebands. Since sidebands are two in number, lower sideband and upper sideband, therefore 1/6 of the total power transmitted is attained by your sidebands. It means कि if we send only carrier with a frequency of Fc and only of one of the sideband, that is either of the sideband, either USB or LSB, then we can save not only the bandwidth, which is half of the twice FM. It means our bandwidth is saved by 50%, right? And next is, since we transmit either lower sideband or upper sideband, since both the sidebands are having equal amplitude, and therefore it is assumed that the content or the magnitude of the information is same in lower sideband, upper sideband. Therefore it is a complete wastage. Again, if carrier is transmitted and either of the sideband is transmitted, what happens? Since upper sideband and lower sidebands are equal in amplitude, therefore either we use upper sideband or lower sideband, it doesn't matter. But so far as the researches are concerned, researchers have made an important clarifications, by virtue of which your upper sideband with a frequency of Fc plus Fm is preferred for the purpose. It means your carrier frequency we send and upper sideband is sent with a frequency of Fc plus Fm. And this type of system in which we transmit the whole carrier with a frequency of Fc and upper sideband Fc plus Fm, this system is known as single sideband. So this is the most important system, single sideband, which is used for community purposes. The advantage and the disadvantage here are as under. So far as the advantages of single sideband or SSB is concerned, as we have told you, we are saving 1/6 of total power. So far as our total power of the transmitter is constant, which is constant, and so far as the bandwidth is concerned, bandwidth is also saved by 50%. So these are some of the advantages of single sideband. So far as the disadvantages of single sideband or SSB is concerned, this system is quite complex so far as the generation, reception and transmission is concerned as compared to amplitude modulation, and therefore it is not generally used and preferred. Again, as we have told you that your carrier carries the information. Suppose your carrier is picked by some unauthorized person, some unauthorized system, then in that particular case your total information is going to be leaked. Total information is likely that may be leaked. We can draw inference from that. Suppose we are going through a vehicle whose number is UP32 EV5255. Then if the vehicle is tracked, it means we can also know who is the owner and the owner details, what is his profile or her profile is, whether he is a criminal or not. It means complete details can be had from the vehicle. And same is the case with your carrier frequency also. If your carrier is detected by some unauthorized system, it means your whole of the information is very likely that it may be leaked, and some unscrupulous people may take the advantage of that. Keeping that in mind, we have a more advanced system that is used. What is that system? That system is called SSB-SC. SSB-SC